Good Americans usually die young on the battlefield, don't they? Well, the Davids of this world merely occupy space, which is why he was the perfect victim for the perfect murder. The power to kill can be just as satisfying as the power to create. Phillip, do you realize we've actually done it exactly as we planned? And not a single infinitesimal thing has gone wrong. It was perfect.
What the devil are you doing?
Making our work of art a masterpiece.
Brandon, you're going too far.
Why? What do you mean? I just thought it'd be nice to have supper in here. On this.
Brandon. Brandon!
What the devil? Don't you have any more sense than to... What is it? Well, go on, yank it out.
I can't.
If Mrs. Wilson were here, she'd yank it out for you. A stupid display like that in front of somebody else will be just as good as a confession.
There's no word of truth in the whole story. I never strangled a chicken in my life.
Now, look here, Phillip.
I never strangled a chicken, and you know it.
Forgive me, but it just seemed very funny, you two being so intense about an old dead
Where's
chicken.
David, Phillip?
I don't know. Why?
Brandon knows.
Does he?
Doesn't he?
Not that I know.
Oh, come now.
I don't.
Good night.
Goodbye.
That's not yours.
I'm very sorry we had to spoil it.
You couldn't possibly spoil it, Mr. Kentley.
Well, I meant by leaving so early. Good night. Be careful of those stairs, Nita.
I'm all right.
Who is it? Brandon. Brandon, it's Rupert.
What?
He wants to come up. He says he left a cigarette case here. He wants to come up.
Well, let him come.
But you know he's lying. He's caught on. He'll leave
Shut
it.
up and get back to that phone.
I won't.
Get back to that phone.
Brandon, I can't.
You've got to.
No, he knows. I don't...
Shut up.
I suppose a psychoanalyst would say that I didn't really forget it at all. I unconsciously left it because I wanted to come back. But, why should I want to come back?
Yes. Why?
For the pleasure of our company, or another drink.
Well, that's a very good idea. May I have one for the road?
Of course. A short one?
No, I'd prefer a long one.
Phillip, you'll feel much better once you get out in the open air. I don't think there'll be much traffic, and we ought to make good time.
It's a lovely night. You'll be driving up in good weather. I almost wish I were going with you. It might be rather exciting. Driving at night always is. But driving with you and Phillip now might have an additional element of suspense. There must have been something deep inside you from the very start that let you do this thing. But there's always been something deep inside me that would never let me do it. And would never let me be a party to it now.
What do you mean?
I mean that tonight you've made me ashamed of every concept I ever had of superior or inferior beings. And I thank you for that shame. Because now I know that we are each of us a separate human being, Brandon, with the right to live and work and think as individuals, but with an obligation to the society we live in. By what right do you dare say that there's a superior few to which you belong? By what right did you dare decide that that boy in there was inferior and therefore could be killed? Did you think you were God, Brandon? Is that what you thought when you choked the life out of him? Is that what you thought when you served food from his grave? Well, I don't know what you thought or what you are, but I know what you've done. You've murdered. You've strangled the life out of a fellow human being who could live and love as you never could. And never will again.
What are you doing?
It's not what I'm going to do, Brandon. It's what society's going to do. I don't know what that'll be, but I can guess, and I can help. You're going to die, Brandon, both of you.